Good morning, everybody. This is Sharon with Resolve and Succeed, and today is January 20th, 2017. And Lucinda and I are on our Resolve and Succeed hangout, and hopefully some more people will be joining us. But I was just talking to Lucinda. She was going to tell us about her week. So, Lucinda, go ahead and go.
Okay, well, it's actually started about a month ago, and I haven't mentioned it, but I've been reading these books by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Man, Poor Man. And you see, I made a lot of money in the past, and then I lost it. And I knew a lot of these principles back then, and I followed them. And first house I sold, I made $45,000 in 5 years. And by the time I made it to the bigger city, I had a completely paid for a house and $70,000 in the bank.
Wow.
Yeah, which is great. Except I was taking an entrepreneurship course, and the man who was running it was very wealthy. I asked him to introduce me to his financial advisor. The man was very snotty. Well, you can't do much of anything with $70,000.
Mm-hmm. I've had that experience before. We were turned down by some financial planners.
Yeah. And it happened with several others. These were all people that had a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
These were highly respected people in that. Well, I ended up with my health and everything. I really didn't believe I could get anywhere with $70,000 in my fully paid for house. Can you believe that? With that, what I know today. So I had heard a bit about these, but I just said, oh, I don't have enough money. There's no point in bothering. And eventually, after my health completely deteriorated and I lost everything and had to start over again. And I'm reading these books. And the first one I started with is called Prophecy. He's talking about us going into another financial crash, a major financial crash. And he says he's telling you that that's often the best time to make money. Well, as I'm reading these and I'm understanding how misguided I'd been by people who are supposed to be helping me, I got angry, I got depressed, I was I was in a state of shock, because once I saw this, I could have done just fine with the money I had. Even someone from the Rich Dad group phoned me and tried to talk me into joining up, said they would pay off all my debts, and then I would, work with them. The fact that I didn't have any money and that I had debts is okay. So I'm reading this other one now, and it's made it very clear to me that we don't need to work so hard. We can change everything we're doing, and even with the way things are now, I can still get myself back to having plenty of money, especially since we've got our 4% group and all these others. Robert Kiyosaki also lives in Scottsdale.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't either, but and as I'm reading this, I'm hearing a lot of things that Chris Records teaching, which was interesting. So I'm cutting back on the things I'm involved in. I canceled out on the juice one, because after finding new health conditions that I need to work on, I need to use different products. So I cut that out, and I'm canceling the Shopify, which I really like, but it's too much right now, and I'm concentrating mostly on the 4%, and the main one is my recipe book. And this is getting to be fun, because I found out my favorite recipe for hamburger buns or bread buns, is made with egg whites and egg whites and coconut almond flour, other
Oh,
things
okay.
too. And they're beautiful, beautiful buns. They're nice and flexible. They don't break up when you put anything in them, and very
Mhm.
tasty. A lot of people can't eat nuts. A lot of other people can't eat eggs.
Right.
So I've been searching around, and I found another interesting recipe that I'm ready to try this week. That is made with a few flours and a bit of yeast, and it doesn't have any eggs in it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one works out.
Yeah.
Of
With
course,
your new oven.
yeah, and the new oven is so much better now. I haven't set the fire alarm off once.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So,
Also, there's yeah. So
go ahead.
I'm working mainly on this the book 4% and my health, changing things. Well, I finally convinced them that there's mold in my apartment. They're going to come in and tear out all the south wall in here and clean everything out and stuff like that. And then after it's all redone and repainted and everything, then they'll come back in a couple of weeks and test the air quality in here.
Oh, good. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, you could have a big lawsuit on your hands there because I mean that's your health, and that could be contributing greatly to how you're feeling. You know, when you have mold.
Two doctors have said that they fear that a lot of my health problems are to do with mold.
Yeah.
Of course, that's not all of them. But then you can
Yeah.
even go as far as that in the medical profession, they're not helping you very well either. You know, you get these tests done and they say, oh, well, it's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. And why is it there?
Yeah.
You know, it's going to get worse. So I insisted my doctor send me for a bunch of tests, and they kept telling me, oh, it's just fat on your belly. Well, it's a hernia is one thing. There's a big lump
Yeah.
on my back. And the surgeon said he didn't recommend having it removed. It could make things worse, and I definitely believe that. So I definitely got the right one. So I've been getting a lot more information there, and although like 10 years ago I was bedridden.
I remember you said that.
Yes, and for many years I laid down in bed and wrote my notes and then put them in with a few times I could sit at the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a very through the month, but especially this past week, it's sort of a looking at the changes. And when you look at the numerology, we're going into a 1 year, which is the beginning.
It's the best.
So it's a year when we can really make all those changes that we've been hoping for and struggling for over the past couple of years. We can get it all together this year.
Yeah.
And they use the Chinese zodiac, the 28th of January rather than the 1st of January as the time. So everything in that respect seems to be indicating that we're ready to go.
That's
You
good.
know,
Yeah.
there's no, like Chris and Vic say, the only way you lose is if you quit.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
very true. So
So
have
I've been
you?
making,
Go ahead.
yeah, I've been making a big list, working on the stuff for my recipe book, and I've added a few more recipes in. And then I'm going to start mainly on the major. I'm doing the ones that I have most difficulty with because I found out that most of the gluten-free recipes just did not work. It made you worse. So I've got a lot of other recipes that are ready to go, but I'm going to work on these ones first and get them done.
So
And
how big is your recipe book going to be? Is it going to be a big book or just start out in segments?
the main one I'm working on right now is going to be a larger one. I haven't decided, but it's definitely going to be more than 125 recipes.
Have you thought about breaking it up into just work on certain categories
Uh,
or your
well,
recipes?
this is one category of self having allergies. what I thought were allergies, but they're mostly food sensitivities, is a big subject. And this main one is going into the foods to give people an idea, like it's not a diet book. It's one to help people who have food sensitivities find food that they can eat that's good for them and that heals rather than makes them worse. I will be writing pretty well at the same time a smaller one on recipes from the tea room.
Right.
And then we'll see what I'm doing there. One of the main reasons I cut out with the Shopify, even though I really like it, is that my passion's in the health industry. And Vic is going to be putting us into a bigger, health industry is a big thing for him now. Like a year ago, last October, when I got a hug from him, he was in nice shape. But this last October, he's in super shape.
Yeah.
His own muscles are perfectly toned and everything. So he's doing well there. And that's where I want to be. So now I'm going to work on the main two subjects and a little bit with techademics. And until I get those going and I'm happy with what's happening there. And then when it brings in the new stuff, that's where I'll probably be looking for more places to go.
So have you done the 100K at all?
I've read pretty well all of it. I'm at this point not using funnels.
Okay.
And the click magic, I could never get it to work before. So I'm just working with the small, this last one that we don't need to use the one. And I don't feel any need to use the click magic or anything like that until I get, more people in there. So it's funny going out, but I don't need to spend right now.
Yeah, that's true. When I had set up Click Magic before, evidently I had set it up incorrectly because in following the steps that Vic did, step by step, I was able to set it up correctly, and I have quite a few links on there now that it's been tracking and it's been doing really well.
Good.
So, yeah, I'm really pleased with that because before I was using the URL builder, which is a free tracking, but it's a lot more cumbersome to use. It's free, but it's cumbersome to use.
What is that one?
It's URL builder.
Oh, right.
Analytics URL builder. And it is free, and you can do the same thing. It just takes more time to go in and do it and track it. So,
yeah,
that's what I was using.
I will take the extra time.
Yeah.
And then when I've got more coming in, then I will go into these others. This is kind of also what's recommended. Robert Kiyosaki makes it quite a clear program. One thing that's interesting is he evolved a board game called Cash Flow 101. A lot like Monopoly. And Monopoly was my favorite game. I did really well at Monopoly.
You and my husband get along really well. Nobody likes to play with him because he's like so determined he's always going to win.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking that I'd like to try the Cash Flow 101. Interestingly enough, the game that I was worst at was bingo.
Oh, really?
We had the game, all the figures and stuff. And everybody else would have had, when you won, you got to call the numbers. The only time I ever got to call the numbers was when I was given it to start with in the first place. I never, ever won at bingo. Isn't that an interesting thing to my thought, is that bingo, gambling doesn't work for me. And that's where I made my money, was in real estate.
There you go.
So anyway, it's given me a lot of courage here, and I'm reading all of his books. And I said I would look at the program in 6 months' time and see if it would work out for me. And, high pressure, well, it might not be available then. And, well, right. If it's right for me, it will be available then.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So it's like it's a real beginning, new beginning this year.
That's good. I'm happy for you,
Right.
especially with your recipe book, because I don't know. Are you gonna like have a printed recipe book? Are you gonna do it online, or how are you planning on distributing it?
Well, I want to sell it to a company. Like I want to have a major company advertise it. There's this one lady, Julie Daniluk, who really, really has great stuff, and I had talked to her secretary in the past about us promoting one another. And
Hmm.
she goes out around. She's in Toronto, so I'm going to look at a few of those. Recipe books sell so well, I shouldn't have any trouble being able to sell it rather than print it myself.
Well, I was
So,
thinking versus online. If you did it online. Um,
well, I want an actual recipe book.
mhm.
You know, personally myself, I don't like using the recipes online, but I do. But I have all sorts of recipe books here, and I'd much rather. And I go to the library and get others so I can see what good, what works. Finding a few sort of little gems of recipes that are something that's really easy to make and slightly different, so that life isn't boring and dull with what you're eating.
True. I know a lot
Also,
of people like Vic. He eats salmon. He said he could eat salmon every single day and be a happy camper. And it's
yeah,
like that would be so boring to me.
yeah,
But working for him, he likes
yeah.
it.
I eat a lot of Alaskan pollock and some
Ah,
salmon, but I'm finding that it's hard to get salmon that's really fresh.
mm-hmm.
We've got the St. Lawrence market here. The fish are flowing in every single day.
Wow.
The other trick is that they sell you something, it's not the fish you asked for.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And you paid good money for it too.
That's not good.
So, yeah.
So, so
Anyway,
how far
yeah.
have you gotten in 100K? You said you listened to them. Are you through episode 6?
I know we got episode 5. Did he put out episode 6?
Yeah, you have to go through episode 5 before they'll release 6.
Oh, okay. So I finished 5, so maybe it should be released then.
Yeah. Yeah, I started 5 last night,
Mhm.
and I'm going to let it run all day today and get through it just so it'll load it up and then go back
Yeah.
and actually do it. Because episode 5, the point that I got to where he's going to start building a custom audience, I
Mm.
just barely got into it, and I was like, yes, finally, he's gonna do something. But going back through 4 with all the safe lists and Gummy and all that stuff. So I ran a solo ad, and I used the criteria for um, what he gave us to pick somebody to do the solo ad, and I got 15 new free members to my list. I only did 200 clicks, and so today I'm running another one with a different person that has even a better rating than the person I chose the first time. The person I'm doing it with today didn't show up before, but I've got a list of the different ones again using the criteria, and then I change it up and try to get the ones with the most sales and stuff. So that's supposed to be running this afternoon for another 200 clicks. So and it's 50 cents a click. So, and he over delivers. So it was $103 for 200. So I'm just testing to see. Vic suggests 500, but I can't afford that out of the gate. So I'm just, doing some tests and see if I can build up my list and possibly get some real sales, not just free ones. And
Yeah,
then,
well, putting out $100 just for free sales just doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, but the thing is that those free ones can turn into paid ones. That's the whole premise. you know, you get enough free ones, and then they'll turn, especially if they go through Operation 100K, because he's cutting it off at 4. Now, he said he wasn't sure if he was going to let them see 5 or not, but he's not. He's, you know, according to what he said, he's cutting it off, and if they want to see 4 and get all the inside traffic information, which I think that would be an incentive for people to go ahead and join up, I'm hoping. Then, you know, hopefully I'll get some paid members, and if they're paid members, then they'll sign up for ClickFunnels and you know, get response and all those, and I'll start getting some more commissions from those. Because right now, I'm just getting, I've only got one person, you know, that I'm getting commissions from on ClickFunnels and stuff. So we'll see.
Yes, we'll see.
I guess I'm running.
The only thing with 100K that is that he's teaching you how to use Magic and ClickFunnels. Like, there's nothing to show you how to do it without getting them.
Right.
The fact that you can get all these people to sign up, then they don't go through and get anything, has a lot to do with the cost of those as well. You know?
Yeah, I know, but it's just like anything else. That's why they call them picks and shovels. It's your tools of the trade. And, you know, you can do it without them, but it's a lot more difficult to do it. And if you're brand new, you don't know what you're doing anyway. So, you know, to go ahead and invest and get those. I mean, at the minimum, they need a autoresponder.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
well, autoresponder is not that expensive anyway.
No, it's like $20 a month, but you know, it's the ClickFunnels at $95 a month is expensive. And you know, but if you're going to be building funnels, you need it. So, and they just, with this new editor they have on there now, man, it's so slick. It's really, they've added a lot of really nice features to it, and it's a lot faster to maneuver around, and you can do a lot more. It's more automated. So, yeah, I was like, ooh, I like this a lot. So,
what is that called again? What do you call it?
It's the new editor. I posted in Resolve and Succeed. All you have to do is click on the picture, and it will take you to the instructions. They want you to share the site with 3 people, and then they'll put it on your site on your particular, you know, your own site, and then you can use either one. You have the choice. So if you're confused with something in the new one, you can't figure it out, you can always go back to the old one and do it on the old one. It's more time consuming with the old one, because the new one, they have so many new features on it, and like for colors and stuff, they show all the colors right there, which is really cool. And they have pictures. They suggest different pictures, and they have a whole bunch of pictures on there. I can't remember all the stuff. I went through the video, and it looked really good. But I'll be anxious to use it, because Vic said he's the 3 funnels that are, well, it's 1 funnel, but the 3 landing pages that he gave us for the free people, he's now not going to use those. He's going to give the paid members a different funnel to start using, because the free one's going to get saturated. But I went in and changed them anyway, so they don't look like, they say the same thing, but they don't look like his. So, but now he's going to give us different ones, so it'll be good. I like to always change them up and make them my own, because I thought his were boring. I didn't like the gray and orange at all that he used. I thought it was very blah. So I changed it.
Yes, well, what is it? Dick and who's? Dick or Dave? Dave.
Say it again, you broke up.
Yeah. Dave Van Hoos. Did you watch the one that Vic put on with him?
Yes.
Because he himself said that he notices that colors he wears, the styles he wears, and everything make a big difference
Oh, yeah.
on the
Yeah.
sales.
I was color coded years, well, over 30 years ago. And in fact, that's how I started my business. Was I was friends with this lady that had a color coding business, and I was going out for some interviews, and so I took a bunch of suits over to have her look at them to pick, first, second, third choice for interviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so while I was there, I was talking to her about how she actually got started in her business. And so she told me this big, long story of, what she had to do and how she did it and all this stuff. And it's about a 20-minute drive from where I was to my house. And from when I left there, I put everything together in my head because I always wanted to be in the wedding industry. And I decided I wanted to be a wedding coordinator because I had that experience of putting corporate stuff together. So in that 20 minutes that I drove home, I got home, found my husband, he was home, and I said, I need to sit down and talk to you about something really important. And he goes, what? And so I told him, I said, because we were both working at the time, and I said, I want to start my own business as a wedding coordinator, event coordinator, and this is what I want to do. And he just looked at me and he said, I believe in you wholly, and I know you can make it happen, so go for it. So I worked another 6 months and did all of my research in that 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and quit my job and started my own business, and never looked back. Never looked back. We were in business 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being really good, but it started with that appointment with her to pick out my suits for another interview. So it was quite something. I thought I wanted to just, work in a store like a wedding salon or something, but then I thought, why should I work? Because I'm really good at sales, and I thought, well, why should I work, full time and especially on the weekends for minimum wage?
Right.
So I decided I would just apply what I had learned from my corporate world to, what I wanted to do. And it was so funny because when I first started my business, I worked with some really rich people, and I had only been to one wedding in my life. So I loved them. I loved the concept of them, but I really didn't know that much about them. But nobody ever knew because I had done so much research and I believed in myself so much. I just went in there, and inside I was shaking my belief, but they never knew it. And I just got rave reviews. It was really fun.
Well, when you have a positive attitude and you do your homework,
And you
really,
believe in yourself.
right. You have to believe in yourself.
Yep. That's what your recipe book's all about.
Well, I taught a lady what she wanted to go for a position, and you had to be able to use I say forgotten what and she used the boss takes a dictating machine, and then you type it from there. And she was going to apply, and she said, "But I don't know how to do it." And I said, "It's real simple. First of all, say you're not familiar with this machine. Would you show me how to set it up?" And then you just very slowly hear a few words and type them, and hear a few more words and type them. And if you missed it, then you push the machine to go to the other one.
Yep.
She went and she passed course with a person she'd never done it before in her life.
It's always learning. I just got a message from Mike here. Just a second. He's in the rain working, and he's hoping to join us shortly. So
That would be nice.
Yeah, it would be. Hopefully he can talk because he has such a hard problem, you know.
Yeah.
Renee said that if he stops and pulls over, then you don't get the garbling stuff going on. So
I noticed sometimes it seemed to be where he was in traffic. That I could see the traffic going past his window. That was when it would break up.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on just a second. I have to get some. Here it is. There were some things I wanted to talk about today. I don't know if you're familiar with Wilco D something or other. I don't know what I can't pronounce his last name. But I told you, I think I told you last week I had bought that Connect Explore, that program from him. It's Connect Explore is the name of it.
Oh.
And well, maybe I did it on the other hangout. Anyway, it's a program that helps you with Facebook. And what it does is it helps you identify interest and gives you more keywords and stuff so you can pinpoint your Facebook ads for the people that it's going to. And it's this really, really cool program. What you do is you go in and you do the research and you build these lists of people. And then when you get ready, what you do is you do what they call layering, and you do 3 different layers. So what happens, instead of having just this big circle of people, you end up having 3 circles that intersect. And so what happens is the people that are in the middle, in intersecting all 3 circles, are the key people that are looking for the product that you have. And then you put that list into your Facebook ad under the interest, and then it says people that are interested in this are also interested in this, interested in this, which is that key 4 of those 3 circles. And those are the people that you want to click, because those are the ones that have the most interest. And so I did that, and I was getting some really good results from it. And then Facebook kicked me off and told me and denied my ad. And I'm like, why? I didn't do anything wrong. And, you know, they put up the notice if you have profanity or, you know, talk about age, gender, any of that stuff, which I hadn't. And so I appealed it, and they wrote back and said, we approve your ad, but they won't release it. So I went back in, and I'm like, oh, good, you know, I can start running again, and I was going to change some stuff up. Well, it still says not approved. So I had to write them back and say, you know, this is what happened. I appealed this. You approved it, but it's still saying not approved. So now I haven't gone in there today, but hopefully they will have released it. Otherwise, because I went in to do another ad and got through it, and it saved it, and then it was completely gone. So I don't know if it's because my account was like locked down or something or what. So I'm trying to deal with that. But with this program, I'm so excited because I was getting like 2 cents a click. So it reduces your click rate. I mean, tremendously. Your cost. 2 cents a click.
Yeah, I did look at the information about it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I don't know if I sent it to you, or I know Katie, I got the information from Katie, and then I went in and signed up for it. And so it's not available right now because it was in the beta, and so you could sign up and just pay. It was $97 lifetime, so it doesn't cost anything monthly. And but when it comes out, it'll be a monthly fee, but they haven't released it yet. it'll be out soon, but when they do, I'm going to promote it because it's really good. And it really zeroes things down and eliminates your cost factor, you know, it's way down. So I was really happy about that. I watched, we have a special seminar, and I picked up some information from it that I wanted to pass along. Are you interested in Facebook? Doing Facebook ads?
Yeah, I've been using Facebook.
Okay. Well, one of the things that he said that he does that's worked really well for him in the Facebook ads, instead of just using a picture, do a video. And you can do what's called a video carousel. Mm-hmm. And what you do is you put, the first one comes up and it's your video, and then you can put different ones on there, and it can be a video testimonial or it can be a written testimonial. But then you can put, you know, several, so when people click on it, they can see and hear from other people that it's of real value. And so I was actually thinking of, you know, asking some of the people in our group if they would make a video, and I would do the same for them for a video testimonial. I only need 2 or 3, you know, to put on there, but to say, you know, how good 7 steps is and 4% group and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a really good idea, and so I'm going to be doing that. He also talked a lot about doing the retargeting stuff. There's a ton of different stuff. Let's see. He told us about a tool. And I'll get to that. Here's, he said, it improve your targeting. He said when you have an interest group, he recommends his sweet spot is 30 to 50 interests when you're doing the Facebook. So like with his tool of Connect Explorer, if you have 30 to 50 of really, really targeted interests, then again, you're going to get a better response and your cost is going to be down. And then he said, once you get that built up, then you want to do a lookalike audience, but you only want to do a 1% lookalike audience. He says the more targeted your custom audience, the better your lookalike audience will perform. Are you familiar with lookalike audiences?
With what type?
Lookalike audiences.
I haven't heard of it, no.
It's in Facebook, and you click on, it'll say you want to have a lookalike audience. So if you have a campaign that's doing really well, then you can make a lookalike audience. And what Facebook does, it goes out and it finds similar people to what's already in your audience that have the similar interests. And so now you have 2. You haven't done any more work, but Facebook is going out and doing the work for you and getting more people that have those interests. So that's really good. And then he said, once you find an interest that's really working, he said, then do an ad set just for that interest. So when you see that one interest is, like when I was doing my research, entrepreneurship was one that stood out as an interest. Instead of entrepreneurs, it was entrepreneurship. And I was getting a lot more people clicking on that keyword than entrepreneurs, which I thought was interesting. And I got that from, you know, doing the search with his stuff. He said how to sell your stuff, sell smarter. So he says how to target your best customers. What you want to look at on Facebook is the time that they spent on your page and how engaged they were if they scrolled down on your page. And the more time that they spent there, and you can set up those criteria or parameters in Facebook to see, you know, how engaged they were. There's a thing you click on and you can select that. And follow-up emails. He said connect custom audience on Facebook for people who opened your emails. So
For
you could.
you're breaking up a bit again.
Uh-oh.
I missed the last word.
He said to connect your custom audience on Facebook for people who open your emails.
Oh,
So you can send. Get that. Okay. And he said show your advertisement to your email list as well.
okay.
And then let's see. He said ask people what they think and then post it in your carousel ad. So you could do that with your Facebook or your email list. Send information to them and ask them for their opinions, what they think. There's also, he said, if you want to message people for Facebook ads, there's a site called manychat.com, and it's a tool that you can message people that have responded to your ad, which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't gone in to look at it yet, but it's manychat.com, and it's a free tool that you can use. It's manychat.com. And then let's see. So that's what I learned from that. And then, yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd pass that along because there were some really good tips in there. And I'm always looking to improve my Facebook, try to get the best results for my ads. But I've had the best results from a Facebook ad using this program than I have in the past so far. So I'm really happy with that. So what are you planning on working on this week?
Mostly the recipes. And I've got a huge list of things to do. But again, it's cutting all these other things out and spending more time studying. Like Chris Record said, like learn things you're working with better. And I've been very, very remiss on doing that. I get impatient and I just go on with the way I do it instead of learning how to do it properly, the shortcuts and Control B and C and things like that. It doesn't work that well for me. So I'm surprised at how many problems I seem to be having with the internet. Telling me that I've got a virus or something in there, and then I run my virus programs and they say there's nothing. So there's advertisers that are pulling all these tricks too. Yeah. But what I was wondering about is Smart Member. I was really thinking of signing up with that one, but last I heard, they aren't doing anything with it.
It's not available right now. Yeah, they had a beta, and they had it where you could buy for $1,000 or $100 a month. Mm-hmm. And now they pulled that off, and they're going to bring it back out, but they're making some changes to it. But when they bring it back out, then it's only monthly fees. It's going to cost more. And I was thinking about using it too, because I had heard, and this was one thing Chris kept referring to it, but he never said what it did. And so I was talking to some other people, and they said, well, I think it was Renee, and she said it was put together as to build memberships. But he was also talking that it would replace your autoresponder. And I thought, well, that's great, that, I could do that. And there's like 5 different levels to it. And that's what it was that you were going to get all 5 levels for that amount of money at $100 a month.
I understood that.
4,000.
Funnels as well, is that right?
Yes, you could get rid of ClickFunnels as well.
What I was thinking is that if it's $100 a month, it's working towards the tech stuff.
Right.
And it's got all these other things in there too.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But the thing is that, if it doesn't switch over and use that, then it kind of messes up the 4% if you want to clone the funnels and stuff. So, I waited too long because, again, you could sign up for $1,000 one-time fee or the $100, but you got in at level 5 instead of level 1. So it was a heck of a deal. But I could never figure out what it actually did, and then they pulled it off. I called or talked to support about it, and I said, why isn't he said for people that don't know about it, why isn't he explained it a little better? That when when he gets it back on the market, hopefully it'll, maybe he'll have a deal for the beginning of it, I don't know. And I know I got a notice that he had a new free course, but I haven't gone and looked at it. Have you done that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that notice?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got an email last week saying that he had a new free course out, but I don't know what it's about.
I guess I missed that one.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to check this week, I'm wondering, is back from Empower Network days, I bought the ITF course, and some people are still using it. I'm just wondering whether we can use it with the 4% group. So
what course
that's
is
one of the.
What is it?
International Traffic something other, ITF, I believe. Vic wrote it and sold it there, and it's just been left, and we spent $1,000, and I was like, for what? Because it didn't follow us over here.
Yeah.
So a few other people, but they're mostly with Empower Network. They use it all the time. So I'm wondering if I can use that to set up the funnels. Anyway, that's one of the things I want to check out over the next 2 weeks. Is go into Empower Network and see what see whether I can use that.
Yeah, well, if you bought the program, you should be able to use it.
Yeah, Vic said that was one of the programs. He made more money off of that program than any other one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, my game plan today, I'm going to make 3 different videos. I'm going to do a welcome video for my email people, for the people that come in and sign up as free members. And I'm going to make a welcome video for the paid members. And then I'm going to do a video for my 7 steps mastermind, or 7 steps ads, and I'm going to do one for Tech Mastermind as well. So those are my goals for today, and then I'm running that solo ad today, and I'm also finishing up. I'll be going through Operation 100K, doing 5, and then 6. Hopefully, I'll have tomorrow, and then I'll start on that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'll have that one as well.
Yeah. So, well, since it's just you and I, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? Because it's almost, we've been on an hour. Okay, yeah. Well, we've got lots of things to do, and I'm sorry that more people didn't join us today. That's kind of sad. I don't know. I guess Lee and and Renee have been super busy. But and like I say, I know Darren's got some stuff going on, and Mike said he wasn't going to join us, but I don't want to just hang on here just to, you know, try to see him. So I want to get to work and get some stuff done. So did you want to host next week, or do you want me to as well?
I can't promise because they're putting new windows. They're tearing the building to pieces practically. They're putting in new windows. They're putting the mortar on there. I'm not sure exactly when they're going to come and tear the wall out, and that'll be over a week. So
okay, well I'll do it next week.
I will, but I can't promise it.
Okay, not a problem. I just, I don't want to be hoggish if somebody else wants to do it, because it's really good practice, that's for sure.
Oh yes.
So yeah, that sounds good. So thank you for joining today. I really appreciate you being here, and I can always depend on you, which is a wonderful thing, Lucinda. Thank you.
That's sweet of you to say.
So we will say goodbye for today, and hopefully when people watch the replay, they will have gotten some information that they can use from that. So we'll see you all next week. Okay.
Yes.